guys, minions, and welcome to unMadeGaming. We are here. We are back for one of our Patreon one-shots. If you like what we do here and you want to support the channel, the best way to do it is just like these fine folks you see here before you by joining us over on our Patreon. Link in the description down below. While you're down there clicking on that link, make sure you join us in the Discord. Be a part of the community. Be a part of the conversation. And this time around, we are playing a Vaesen one-shot. If you like Vaesen, we do have 2 other Vaesen campaigns here on the channel. Go check those out over in the YouTube VODs. But this one is called The Still and Silent Flame. The 4 of you are residing currently in and around the New Arkham, Rhode Island area. You are headquartered out of the Coven Crest Manor, and you have recently received a letter. The letter reads as follows. To the esteemed gentlefolk of the Society, permit me, if you will, the liberty of addressing your learned assembly with a most humble request. I am Isaac Nichols, rightful steward and keeper of the White Horse Tavern, an establishment of some repute here in the town of Newport, Rhode Island. It is with heavy heart and troubled mind that I write to you, for in recent weeks in our household has been beset by occurrences which I can neither reckon nor reason nor reconcile by prayer. Strange fires have kindled themselves in our hearths and lamps, burning with no heat and no fuel to feed them. Cold soot gathers in corners freshly swept. At times, our candles flicker in still air, and the rooms fill with the scent of charred wood, though no blaze has touched them. My daughter Hannah, but a child of tender years, speaks of a woman she names the Ash Lady, who stands beside the fire and sings to her when she lies abed. She speaks of her with the solemn reverence children reserve for things half-dreamed and wholly believed. We are a God-fearing house, sir, and we have kept to honest ways. Yet I begin to suspect that something older than memory and darker than soot has stirred within these timbers. There are whispers among the old folk the land upon which the tavern stands is ill-favored and steeped in sorrow long buried. If your order possesses knowledge of such things as dwell beyond the veil of common understanding, I beseech your presence at your earliest convenience. We ask only for your silence, your wisdom, and your aid. You shall find a warm hearth, a private room, and such recompense as within my modest means. I remain your obedient and most humble servant, Isaac Nichols, White Horse Tavern, Newport, Colony of Rhode Island, and the Providence Plantations. Your manservant reads this out to you, a request for aid in the Newport, the city of Newport. Just across the bay from where you are. You reside on the West Bay in Rhode Island. This town resides on the East Bay, at a little island in the East Bay. You have been charged with figuring out what is going on in the White Horse Tavern. Before we head over there, let's get a glimpse of who we have here on this mission. So in the Coven Crest Manor, we have a somewhat familiar face in Carl Sigurdsson. Carl, what do we see? What does Carl look like? And what is Carl doing in this 1600s-esque manor house today?
Well, he looks to be a farmhand, like lots of muscles. He has calluses on his hands. He has simple clothing, but like sturdy, made to work in. Kind of like a simple shirt, simple pants, pair of leather boots, which almost never leaks. I remember that from last time. And he's a Swedish immigrant. He came over when the big immigration from Sweden happened, which was about this years because there was a famine going on. And he will probably walk up to some people and just try to be very friendly and conversationalist because he's trying to make new friends, new life, new world.
Perfect. Who does Carl walk up to? Whoever is next, feel free to jump in as Carl walks up to whatever you're doing. Don't all go at once.
I'll pop in. He'll find a large barrel-chested man with a perfect Hercule Poirot waxed mustache. He will be sitting in the main library and study area that Varich has set up. And Meredith Varich is also an immigrant to these shores. He is Scottish, even if he does not speak like that, for the sheer fact that England has run Scotland for some time, and they have a habit of sending Scottish nobles off to English public schools, something they've done throughout the world. And Meredith is a professional consulting detective. He is dressed in the typical tweeds of an Englishman abroad of the period, and he will be perhaps examining a tome of local folklore with his ever-present magnifying glass at his hand. Carl.
Oh, Meredith.
Have you?
Very nice to see you.
have you heard of this missive from across the bay?
Oh yes, I have heard of the missive from across the bay. Very interesting, and I hope to do a good job and earn some of these dollars that I've been hearing about.
I'm sure there'll be plenty to go around. A grateful tavern keeper is a good thing to have.
Yeah, very good.
Now, I do have a question, Profo. Given your penchant for British media, which Hercule Poirot is this mustache? Is this David, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, but thank you, David Suchet, or Kenneth Branagh?
It's all Suchet.
Oh, okay. Kenneth Branagh has a miraculous mustache. If you've never seen it,
I've met David Suchet, and he is such a scruffy canal guy. When he's not playing Hercule Poirot.
Fair enough. On to another one of our new members of the society, Samuel Sorrell. Where do we find you in and about the manor house?
You'll find Samuel gazing out the window because he never really trusts no one keeping watch outside. Because you never know what goes bump in the night. You'll find him sitting there staring outside the window. You can tell because he's about 45. His hair's starting to gray. It used to be a vibrant reddish color. Now it's turning to like a faded orange as the years have gone by. He's always holding his rifle as he's sitting out watching and waiting.
Okay, fantastic. And our last new member of the society, Reverend Patrick Hellstrom. Where do we find you in and around the manor house?
Patrick is secluded himself to prayer to the All-Father Odin and his mighty son Thor to bless him on this great day.
Where would that be?
Probably just one room over from where everybody else is.
Got it. So you've just made like a little makeshift, like personal altar there. Okay. Mm-hmm. I love that. Yeah, I think at this point in time is when Niles Lane, the butler, comes in and sort of clears his throat and rereads the letter or presents the letter and says, "Is there anything that you might need of me before you depart?"
I don't know. Maybe. I've done one of these before. It wasn't super hard, but then it was not. Where was it going again? The other in part house something. I am very sorry. My English is better, but not very good.
This is to the White Horse Tavern. I believe you had previously been to Haverhill, Massachusetts, the college.
Oh, yeah. It was not over here. It was somewhere else, yeah.
Yes. Well, you have access to the library, all of you, as per usual. A carriage will be summoned, and you will be... Either you can drive, or you can take a ferry across the bay. We know we have a few members of the society here that are squeamish on the waters. But if there's anything that I can provide you, please do let me know. And he takes the envelope and places it on the table, along with a tray of after he had looked around the room, a tray of tea and coffee. And he buttles off to parts unknown, as butlers are wont to do. You have access to the letter, if you'd like to reread this, and you have access to the library, the town of New Arkham. If there's anything you want to procure or any research you want to do before you head over to Newport.
Do you actually have the letter in writing? Because the music was so loud for me, so I couldn't hear half of what you were saying in the beginning.
Yeah. Yeah, I meant to say, I'm sorry. You can individually turn down the music, and I forgot to mention that because I suck. Here, hold on. Handout.
Yeah. For some reason, the music got louder, but you didn't. In the end, it was like, music was going up for me. I was like, stop it, I can't hear him. So I just muted all of Roll20. Meredith, what do you think? Do we need anything, or should we just go over there?
Well, first we should probably go over what everyone has before we leave.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Samuel, what do you have?
I have my rifle and my hunting knife.
I also have a rifle. Really good for bunnies, yeah?
Yeah. Bunnies. That's
Reverend Hellstrom just bursts into the room. Ah, blessed day, my friends! Have you heard the good Lord of our Savior Odin?
Reverend Hellstrom, very good. That is from the older gods, yeah?
Yes, we can talk about the new gods all you want if you wish, but the old gods are the best gods, for they are the mighty, and they protect us from the vile.
I've heard about the old gods, but my family, we still go for the new god, the one god, Jesus Christ.
You'll
Well,
notice
if
that
you wish, I
Meredith has
can
crossed
bless you
himself with
in the
Pentagon.
ways of the new god. Come here, my child, and let me bless you.
Very fine. Thank you, Father.
And I'm actually going to, because it's a once a day thing, I'm going to use my blessing ability on him.
You're muted,
And you're
Mike.
muted.
I'm muted. What does your blessing ability do?
Once per session, I can give anyone a +2 to any test of choice, and they can use it for one use.
Okay. So we see Reverend Patrick Hellstrom proselytizing the old gods to Carl. And Carl, you have a +2 on a single roll. So just write that down, and you can add that to one single roll in the future.
Of your choice.
Of your choice. Outstanding.
Super blessed.
Outstanding. It's weird because whenever Patrick and Carl talk to each other, all I can hear is Morgan, and Puppetcorn. And I just see a chef holding a fish. Smorgasbord.
You must remember to speak in English so the other ones can understand. Otherwise, it's very rude of us.
Ah, yes, that is correct. Oh, let me clear my throat for a second. Hello, how are you, English-speaking people?
Every
Hello,
time.
I'm a jank. How are you doing, diddly doing, everyone?
Every time you do this to
Carl,
me,
that takes it a
Iquin.
bit too far.
Every time you do this to me, all I can think of is there's one YouTube short of the Swedish chef from the Muppets making popcorn, and he's just like, "Oh, we're here to learn American popcorn," and that's all I can think of. American with bibbidi popcorn and American nerve.
I just think of the robot
inserted American nerve.
I
just think of the robot chicken
now.
Yeah. So I apologize. Two Swedish chefs in one room got me going. So Samuel has given a list of equipment that he has in preparation for this. Is anyone else sort of laying out what they may have?
Yeah, Varich will make what could be construed a sign of the cross, but it looks more pentagram shaped. Yeah, as an occultist, and he's like, well, I've got my sword cane, my traveling clothes, my briefcase, and he will turn and look to the stacks to see if there's anything in the collection about but flames without flames that start from nowhere, things like that.
I'd also suggest looking for a female spirit that usually that shows themselves to children by the looks of it.
Yes, we might have to investigate further in the locality. Many of these stories are only passed down by word of mouth. Is there anything I could roll with the library to give us any sort of
Yeah, of course.
clue on
Do you have any talents for library use, or are you just going into this?
I've got learning and I've got investigation.
Okay, so then if you're looking at the library, go ahead and roll me learning.
Yep. Do I get anything for the library?
Let me, you know what? That is a good question. I don't think so. I think you just get access to, no, you get nothing. You just get the ability to search the library.
No conditions. Let's go. Nothing so far.
Okay, so as a reminder for this game, it is a free league system. So, like most of their Year Zero stuff, you can push. You can check a condition, whether it is mental or physical, and re-roll that dice. However, going forward, you check the condition after you roll, but going forward, you'll have a -1 on all rolls.
No, that's fine. We're going in blind, apparently, unless anyone else wants to do something.
Oh, well, I am not very good at this reading business, but I have my rifle, I have this lamp, and I have some bandages. You know, you can hurt yourself in a stable. So I'm very good and strong if you need things moved or carried or you know, things like that.
Okay.
I
ahead.
would wonder is there any quote unquote holy water that we can use?
You do in fact have a priest. So I will say the priest can make you 1 holy water, which will give you a
specific item. I didn't take it.
That's okay. I'm going to say for the purposes of this one shot, you can have a holy water.
All right.
The Mead of Hadron. Come on, the Mead of Hadron.
Who is going to be most likely close combat at all? It's not going to be me who's going to be close to it. So who would?
Probably Carl.
I have a special talent that gives me a +2 for being in unarmed combat.
All right, Carl, you'll carry the holy water. So that way, if you
the Mead of Hadron, I can do that. Very good.
In my head, Reverend Hellstrom cast the blessing to make holy water over a beer because it's mostly water, and that's the holy water.
I bless this
because we don't
water.
we don't really have mead in the it's not a big thing over here, so it would just be
water to be empower you like the power of Thor, and may he find you worthy.
It would be the grog of Hedron.
when in Norse mythology, when you die and come to Valhalla as a warrior, there is a cow there named Heidrun, which milks mead out of its spigots, I think it's called.
That's close enough to what it's called.
I don't know, but the things cows have that you...
But it's just so convoluted.
They're
it was actually kind of hard.
I love that words in different places have different meanings. So like here, a spigot would be like what we hook our hose up to on the side of the house, on the outside of our house. A cow would have teats.
Whatever. You get the picture.
Where is that the tapenudder?
You have that cow that always milks meat, at least. That's the point of the story. And then you have Sarimner, which is the pig that you slaughter every night that goes back to being a pig every morning.
Of course. Everyone knows these things.
This is basic history, see?
Thor had goats that you eat and they come back to life too.
Commonplace.
Common history facts.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't you know? You know what? It's you fucked up if you don't know this. As a matter of fact.
Hence, the holy water is the mead of Hadron.
Of course.
Simple, Mike.
Of course, yeah. I don't know. I know this. I don't know why you're telling me like I don't know. I'm well versed in in these
I'm really
ways.
telling chat. You know it. I was just going to be nice on chat.
Yeah, of course.
I guess I
The
didn't read enough.
mechanically, Iquin, the holy water lets you use inspiration to temporarily drive off undead.
Mead of Hadron drives off. What do you say? Unholy.
I put it in the chat for you.
Oh, excellent. Thank you.
Cool. All right, there is one more fun feature of Vaesen. So it happens when journeying from like your base to the location itself. You can do something called giving yourself advantage. I want to say it's called advantage. If it's not, that's what we're calling it right now. So you can have a short scene alone or with someone else that you like prepare for yourself. It could be as simple as sharpening your sword. It could be rifle training. It could be combat training. It could be spending time with books. Whatever it is, and it gives you a one-time +2 bonus on a roll that you may use. So is there any scenes that anyone would like to have advantage, to gain themselves advantage?
After being defeated by the Dewey Decimal System once, Varich will return to the library to attempt to study up on his +2. He'll get out whatever his cliff notes for the occult is.
Yeah. You can find some basic research into like because you're not from here, right? You can find some basic research into the history of the city of Newport and where it came about. That it exists on Aquidneck Island, located inside the Narragansett Bay. It's not exactly on the East Bay; it's more of an island in the middle of the bay. And it used to be home to Native Americans. Couple of wars took place there. There is a large naval presence in and around the bay. A couple of forts have been built there. So you get a general sense of the history of Newport and the Aquidneck Islands and the bay as a whole. So I'll give you a +2. You have a +2 advantage called just call it Newport. You can put that in like the center. I think it's center left of your character sheet. Is anyone else trying to get advantage?
I would say that since I'm a farmhand and that is close enough to just being a servant, I will just carry everyone's stuff because I'm strong to, be training. I keep my muscle mass up. That's what I do. I carry heavy loads and I, work.
Okay. You can have a +2 advantage called Beefcake.
Beefcake.
I guess Patrick is going to perform a small service for everybody before we go off.
Okay.
Being a priest.
Yeah, we'll call that a +2 for religious services.
I believe Samuel will do a little bit of close combat practice just in case if the Vaesen shows up close quarters and I don't have the ability to do a ranged attack. I might as well be prepared a little bit.
Okay.
For worst case scenario.
Let's call that a +2 for quick reflexes. Fantastic. You guys prepare. You guys each pack, some level of clothes in either like a haversack or a briefcase or a luggage, a steamer trunk, what have you. And a carriage arrives. Is anyone squeamish about water?
I just immigrated from Sweden, so I've been doing water for months.
I assume at least 3 of you have gone over water for quite a bit of time at this point. So I assume the answer there would be no. The carriage arrives at Coven Crest. You are all greeted by a footman who opens the door, lets you all gentlemen climb in, and then you leave the manor proper and head down to the docks of New Arkham. Coven Crest Manor overlooks the bay on a cliffside, and down below at the water level is where New Arkham is. And ships sort of come in there, on a regular basis. And you see there is a ferry ferrying people across the island, the various Aquidneck Islands, to Jamestown, to Goat Island, to Aquidneck Island, etc., etc. You board this ferry. It will take you a couple hours to get there, which is probably where you guys can practice some of the things you've been practicing. And the ferry departs from the docks. You guys see a beautiful oceanic landscape, an aquatic scape, if you will, as you pass by lighthouses, forested islands, as you are crossing into the bay proper. You spend hours on this ferry across the bay. You pass by the Jamestown Island, and you make your way to the Aquidneck Island and the city of Newport. Again, a massive set of docks here. A lot of travel and import come in and out of here. A lot of naval ships are stationed in and around this area. And you are again met by a carriage service provided by Coven Crest, which leads you not very far, actually. It's just a mere 4 or 5 blocks up from the docks themselves, at the corner of Marlborough and Farewell. You see a large, what looks to have been probably almost an old barn at one point. You see a hundreds of years old, maybe 200s of years old, 150, if you will. Large barn that was converted into a tavern. You see this tavern, dozens of rooms on top, this little side building off to the side. This is a tavern where you can sleep in. It's like an inn, a full-on inn. And you see that there are no carriages outside. You see that there are no people milling about. And the place itself looks to be pretty empty. It is midday, but you would still think a tavern by the docks should probably have somebody in there. The carriage lets you all out, and if no one needs any further services from the footman, he will return to his carriage and head off back to the carriage house.
Meredith would tip the carriage driver, however much is customary.
Yeah, of course.
Look,
20
Father,
or whatever.
They built the tavern in this very newly raised barn.
I hate you. I hate you with every part of me.
That's not a bad thought there, actually, Carl. Elementary. Actually, I was reading in the library about how all of this land was owned by the local Native Americans. I wonder if anybody from the native peoples is still around to talk to.
No, they are more westward at this point.
Oh, that's very bad. It's usually good to talk to those who were here first.
They do have far greater knowledge of the spirits of this land than most who've come after. And that might be our problem. I don't know whether it would be best to rest now or take as much rest as we can, then stand vigil overnight for when these apparitions take place. But anyway, let's speak with Mr. Nichols and his family and see what we can glean.
Oh yeah, I think it's good too to speak to people while they are awake during the day. I also like to sleep during the night.
I would also like to investigate the area where the most recent incident happened.
Yes, we'll work our way back.
So you enter inside the tavern?
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah. You guys enter into the tavern. You see that there's a coiled, a coiled metal spring almost with a bell attached to it that clangs as you enter. You see a woman come up to you. She's probably in her mid-40s, you're guessing. She comes up to you, and you can tell she looks tired. Without being rude, she looks like she has had a rough go of things lately. A little sleepy. She comes up to you and she says, yes, hi, good afternoon. Are you partaking in a meal or are you looking for rooms?
Both would be wonderful, dear lady. Is it Mrs. Nichols? He extends a hand and shakes her hand very civilly. I believe we have a booking in the name of the society. Your husband sent for us, I believe.
I'm sorry. Wait right here. I'm sorry. Take a seat, please. And she motions you over to a table. I will go retrieve my husband. He will be with you forthwith. And she sets you guys down at a table, and you see her disappear off towards the back. A moment or two later, you see the aforementioned Mr. Nichols come out of here. He is a mustachioed man, longish hair sort of swept back, cropped to like the base of the skull. And he looks like he has a little bit of a beer belly starting to grow, but he does look like he does a lot of the manual labor around here. And he walks up, and to whoever is the closest to him, he puts a hand out. And introduces himself.
Definitely grab. So he's like well built. Looks like he's been working for a living.
Yes.
You know the handshake that like strong people do, and do they have that measure between them? Carl is definitely going in for that kind of handshake.
Yeah, for sure. You feel that he's got a good grip, a good calloused grip. Go ahead and roll me. Let's see. Go ahead and roll me force.
I can do that. I'm not trying to beat him, so I'm just going to roll a simple force. 2 successes.
2 successes.
Can I crush his hand slightly to show dominance?
You can, as soon as I remember how to do my rolls. You can. You absolutely can. He gets no successes. Perhaps he is tired, but he does have like workman's hands, not like soft aristocratic hands. But he does shake your hands, and you do squeeze a little harder than he's anticipating, and you see a little bit of a grimace.
I give him an approving nod, like one to tell him that I trust him and that I also won.
Yeah, he kind of nods to you. He says, welcome to the White Horse. My name is Isaac. My wife says you are from the society.
Yes, good sir. We came as soon as we were in receipt of your letter.
Yes. I'll be honest. And he kind of looks around and grabs himself a chair, picks it up, pulls it over there, and sits down at the table with you. We have not the faintest idea of what is happening here. We have reports of fires springing to life from cold embers, producing no heat. The sconces going in and out, the fires lighting, unlighting. And I don't know if this is connected or mere child's play, but my daughter, she speaks of someone she calls the Ash Lady. When we ask her for details, all she says is that it is a woman that she sees that sings her lullabies at night. None of us have seen this. We have not had any other guests. Well, we've not had any other guests recently either, but we haven't had any guests in the recent past that have seen this woman. Just the fires, the coldness. It's this close to the water. It does tend to get a bit of a chill. And as we are heading into fall, I'm concerned with the weather driving away any guests we may have garnered at one time.
Yes. Haunting's awfully bad for business.
Is that what you think this could be? Some sort of...
Believe that it is some sort of spirit from the great forever after that is somehow tied to this place. You know what was here before it was, I assume, was a barn before it became a tavern? Was there any historian in town, perhaps?
I know that the The White Horse has been in my family for some generations. I believe my great-grandfather purchased the land off of. I'm honestly not sure. The town records may have more information, but it's been a tavern for as long as it's been in my family.
Question, Isaac.
Yes.
In like 2 weeks prior to when the first incident was noticed, did you do any renovations or something different to your property?
Actually, yes. We just completed a few weeks ago. We just completed a small expansion. Business had been good here at the tavern, and we figured more rooms, more revenue, as it were. And we had just completed the outbuilding that connects to the main tavern. Why do you ask?
Well, sometimes if a burial area or like an offering area or like anything that someone could have left for gifts for spirits or those that have passed or disturbed, it sometimes can agitate what was laid to rest there. Did any of the men who were adding the expansion find anything of note? Even if it's something that seems obscure that shouldn't be there.
Well, I suppose. I don't think it. Well, I don't think it's related, but one of the stonemasons, who was on the job here, has recently passed. I'm not sure if that's relevant. It sort of thing happens from time to time here in a small community. After he finished the job, it was earlier this week, and the job has been done for nigh on 2 weeks. I didn't think it connected.
Did he die from strange things, or was he just old, or did he get crushed off a stone?
I will be perfectly honest with you. I didn't really look into it.
Oh.
I was told we'd heard, and the local church had services, but I had just heard that he had passed. He does have a brother in town, if that is at all helpful to you.
Extremely.
Yes.
Yes, of
You
course.
happen to know his name?
Yes, of course. His name is Jonathan Sutter. I'm sorry, his name is Dave. The workman is named Jonathan Sutter. His brother is David Sutter.
David Sutter.
Oh, yeah. Good Christian name, David. I like it.
Yeah, of course. Why wouldn't it be?
Also, can we quickly look over to the last area that had an incident that you described to us? The most recent would be preferable.
Yes. Yeah, this way. I'll take you to my daughter's room. As I said, she has spoken of this ashen lady, and I can take you to any number of the rooms that have had issues with the, I don't know, heatless fires or something. But please, this way. And he begins to lead you through the great room of this place and up a set of stairs, and towards a more familial side of the house where his family clearly lives here. And you see a plain wooden door with like a chalk tablet, sort of like nailed to it, that has the name Hannah written on there. And he opens the door, and you see a 9-year-old girl in pigtails and a little Sunday dress, and she's on the floor playing with blocks on one of those like oval spiral rugs. There is a fireplace in her room, but it is unlit. And she has toys and dolls out on the floor, and she sort of looks up and she says, we have guests. And she stands up and sort of like wipes off her dress, the frills, and stands up and says, with her hands behind her back, "Greetings. Welcome to the White Horse Tavern." And then she beams over at Isaac.
It's a credit to you, sir. Meredith will sort of get on his knees and produce a quarter or something like that and give it to her.
She takes it and she looks to her father, and he kind of nods, and you see her pocket it into the dress that she's wearing. And he says, "Dear, these gentlemen here are here to investigate the strange fires we've been having, and they were curious if you could explain to them anything about the your friend, the Ash Lady." And she looks and says, "Oh, yes, sirs, the Ash Lady. She stands in my room quite often." And sings to me a little song. She stands just here, and she walks over to the side of the fireplace, maybe like a foot away or so. And so she stands just here. She usually leans here, and she motions to like the mantle above the hearth, and she says, and she sings a little song that goes a little bit like this. And she begins to hum a soft little lullaby.
Is it in English or is it in foreign language?
Neither. She's humming it, so it's just the sounds.
Little girly, when she speaks to you and sings, is it in words you understand?
Oh yes.
Okay. So maybe not one of those Indians, but rather someone who has English speaking language.
I've understood every word she said, and she seems very kindly.
Blessed child, would you mind sharing with us the lyrics in which the song she sings?
Yes. I only know some of it. But I believe it goes, lay thee down in embers glow, where whispers soft and shadows go. Close thine eyes, let silence keep, the hearth shall guide thee while you sleep.
Very sweet.
I thought so as well, and she seems so nice.
That's very good. Some of them are not so nice, but very good that she is nice.
The poor woman seems to have been disturbed from her slumber, and she's found a friend.
See, Father, I told you she was just a friend. And Isaac looks down and says, yes, dear, just a friend. It's everything would be fine. No need to worry.
It shall.
Does anyone have any recollections to know if they know this song or?
Yeah, go ahead and roll me learning. Anyone who wants to try to recall this song.
Yeah, sure.
In for a penny.
I have nothing in this, but I will try. Nope.
I'm just reading some of the skills here, and I find it funny that inspiration actually has a thing here that says to create or understand works of art. So,
that would be
also work?
So. Inspiration is kind of like for like D&D terms, it's kind of like insight. So it's less to learning would be to recall information. Inspiration would be to like interpret the lyrics of the song. So if you'd like to interpret the lyrics of the song, you can attempt to do that.
I would like to interpret.
Sure. Go ahead and roll inspiration.
2 successes.
2 successes. Without knowing that there's more to the song, it's hard to figure out what this means. This seems like just a regular lullaby, there doesn't seem anything like nefarious or untoward. It does seem to mention like a hearth. And hearth and the fires in the house seem to be connected, if you want to draw like a loose line between those two things. But with only having one line, I will say you do know that like most lullabies would have more than one set of like stanzas, basically. So there is probably more to this, but it seems like just a plain lullaby. Meredith, you rolled 2 successes on a learning check. You have heard of this lullaby before. I think you may have read this before.
Meredith has kids. It's just he's they're just still at home.
Yeah, sure, of course. I think you would have heard of this before. In probably like just an old, like a tattered songbook of like looking for things to like get children to sing along with, kind of thing. You would have seen this before. You don't recall the entirety of it, but it doesn't sound like it's uncommon. And given a small amount of time, you may be able to find this in a songbook locally. Either in a store or a local library of some kind, or in a personal, like the books that like a person would own, a personal collection. That's the word I was looking for. This doesn't seem to be like a rare song. It like the cadence of it, with her, like the words she said and the hum, like the sound matches a bunch of other lullabies. So you think this would be a pretty common one. If you could just find
an old one, it's not.
Correct. Yeah, it's not like an ancient lullaby of like, lost to time. It would seem like you could probably find this in a book of lullabies or songs.
I know this melody. Gosh, I might have sung it to my own children. Not particularly old.
It's not Swedish, or at least I do not know it.
So Samuel asks Hannah, and does anyone have anything that she can sketch on real quick?
I have something. I have
you do.
Of course I have my art supplies. And you see that she sort of runs to the side of her bed, and she pulls out a trunk, and she produces another like a chalk tablet and some chalk.
Hannah, would you mind, in your best ability, can you draw this ashen lady that you see?
Oh, I think so. Yes. And she sort of plops down, and the dress sort of like ruffles around her like a little muffin as she sits down, as it catches air. And she begins to tap the chalk to the tablet. And let's see what happens here. Let's see. 256. No successes. Okay. So you get a 9-year-old's rendition of a woman. She is, I think the line of question you're going for, she has all of the appropriate limbs. She does appear to be standing. She does appear to be in a dress. And there is no distinct facial features. And the only color she has is chalk white. But it does appear that like she draws her best representation of like a woman, and then sort of shades everything over as if she is all one color.
Now, Hannah, what color is this ashen woman? Is she ash? Like, is the color of ash?
Yeah,
or charcoal?
she's when I see her, usually I'm a bit sleepy, but she's gray, like ashes.
Did you happen to catch the color of her eyes by chance?
No. Everything I've seen is gray. Her hair is gray. Her pretty dress is gray. And sometimes just over there where she stands. And she points to the spot where she told you she stands. There are little little black marks right there. I only know because Mom found them one time and thought that I was making a mess. So I make sure to, and then she like quickly like looks over at Isaac, and then looks back to you and she says, I make sure to clean it every time.
That's very good. I want to ask you something, Hannah. The nice lady, she only sings to you. She doesn't want you to follow her home or to the forest or eat something or anything like that.
Oh no, she's never tried to ask me anything like that.
Okay. He sort of looks to the other, kind of makes the worst kind of, whisper attempt to them. I don't think it's a troll then. She's also a little old to be a bot beating.
The phenomena of the ghost of the Grey Lady is quite common in my home. There was a well-reported one in Glasgow. It's very often the ghost of a nurse or perhaps a nanny.
What do they do, the Grey Ladies?
They just do the same things as they were doing in life, it seems.
Oh, because Troll steals children, but she seems to be a bit old for that.
You see Isaac is getting more and more uncomfortable as you're kind of quietly but still openly talking about trolls that steal children.
Meredith would have covered his daughter's ears.
Yeah. Fair.
Gentlemen,
He doesn't want
we
to
should take
unnecessarily...
this conversation away from the blessed child.
Yeah.
Isaac, where did other sightings of strange and unusual happenings take place?
Yes, of course. Hannah, thank you so much. Please, you've been such. There are cookies on the sill down at the kitchen. Help yourself, dear.
And make sure to fill up on plenty of sweets.
And she's, oh, okay. And she, kind of like graciously curtsies to you, gentlemen, as she squeezes out of the door, and you hear just like a drum of as she runs down the stairs. Isaac turns to you and says,
blessing, daughters. I have 3.
They are. And there was a little bit of hesitation there. And he says, this way. Honestly, take your pick of rooms. Here, we'll enter this one. And he enters a room a few spaces down that is not one of the family rooms. And he walks into one of the guest. And he says, the last guest we had here reported that they had stoked a fire. Guests can start them themselves if they so choose. Had said he had stoked a fire, and nothing he could do could take the chill out of the. We had a storm that night, and nothing he could do would take the chill out of the storm. The room never felt any warmer than it was before the fire had started. It was as if the flames produced no heat. I have not since tried, but and then other rooms, just this one here, and he points to the next room down. They reported that the flames, and I think perhaps it was too much drink, but they did report that the flames turned a strange hue of blue.
Blue. Quick question, Isaac. Are these rooms part of the expansion? Or
no, none of these rooms are part of the expansion.
It's not just staying to the expansion part.
But they started in these rooms when the extension was built, yeah? Or did it start before and then you did the extension?
I'm not entirely sure. If you gentlemen, if you'll come with me, I can possibly verify. Please take your time. Let me get my books. And he excuses himself and heads downstairs, leaving you guys to investigate if you would like to.
Meredith would also ask if he has any of the old papers that date back to when the inn was founded.
Or any family member's old journals.
Yes.
I can certainly look. Yes, yes, yes. As soon as you're ready, downstairs. Let me attend to my books. And you see him excuse himself and head down and clearly attend to his books, whatever that means. Are you guys staying up here to investigate further in this room, or are you gonna, make your way downstairs?
Carl would like to, as a farmhand, he has stoked many a fire. So he would just like to inspect the hearth to see that it's like normal. There isn't something, draft or whatever, easy to explain here.
Yeah, yeah, of course.
Take away everything that's normal to make sure that it's something natural.
Go ahead and you're a farmhand. You kind of know these things, right? I think you kind of grab one of the tools and poke around. There is the hearth has been cleaned, right? But you kind of poke around at the bricks at the base of the hearth, the base of the fireplace. There's no like loose bricks. You kind of run your hand inside, and there is soot on the back of your hand. Obviously, has not been cleaned thoroughly inside. You kind of get in there, place a hand on top of the mantle, kind of stick your head in, and kind of look up the chimney. You see that there is a flue there. You see that there is a big lever that will open and close the flue. It opens and closes, and as far as you can see, nothing is like blocking the chimney itself. So nothing seems out of place. Everything seems like a completely normal fireplace.
Well, I've seen many fireplaces in my time, and I've started many fires, and this looks very normal. So whatever it is, it's not chimney or the stone place or the thingy, and he sort of takes and open and close the loom. It's nothing all like that. I think you might be onto something, yeah.
Yes, cold fire. Curious.
Blue
Blue flame.
Should I start? Want to see if it is hot?
For science, yes. It always concerns me, these hauntings that involve children.
He will see if there's anything there, so he can just start like the smallest of fire to just make sure that it burns hot.
Yeah, there is a little U-shaped, almost like a metal basket near the fire that has a few pieces of timber in there, of good firewood in there, and you can sort of take some of those out. You see underneath that is a tied bundle of sticks as a starter, and you can attempt to go ahead and light a fire. You
I just take small amount of sticks and everything. You just want to see if it burns hot or not.
Yeah. You start a fire in here, a little small. It lights up. You see the bundle of twigs begin to catch, and you're close to it. I mean, it's a bundle of sticks, so you're feeling warm. But you're gonna be like hands on there, but it feels warm.
This is warm, so no cold fire right now.
Maybe it only happens at night.
I wonder if this is spirit. Maybe she is not malevolent. Maybe she is just cold fire is just byproduct.
Well, we only know she hasn't been malevolent towards the child.
And spirits do often cause cold spots, though not to this degree that it affects the rooms across the hall from where it is manifesting.
I wonder if we encounter the spirit, will we be able to just convince it to go back to slumber?
Or it will be able to hopefully tell us why it has been disturbed from Odin's grace, and we can put her back to rest.
Father, you are a priest. Just send it to Valhall.
Not every follower believes in the same places. I will send them to where they believe they should go.
That also works.
We are in a Christian society, and many do not believe in the old ways. So I have to preach for both.
Samuel would like to do a quick test if anyone has some scrap paper to.
Yeah. Meredith will pass him a piece of newspaper from his case that he's done with.
Oh, good, it's light enough. I rip a piece and I want to kind of burn it to see the airflow of the
Yeah, as long as Carl left the flue open, the smoke will fly up.
Well, at least there's no airflow causing the flames to die down a little bit.
No, I'm very curious. This does not make any sense because fire now is very good.
What would make a fire blue?
Gas?
Isn't blue fire hotter? Because if you look at the bottom, it's usually blue, and then it becomes like other colors when it goes away and becomes colder.
Mm. Samuel will start to head back towards Hannah's room and kind of wants to investigate the spot where she said the Ash woman was standing.
Yeah, go right ahead. You walk down the hall. The door is still open as you guys left it. Hannah is not there. But you assume she's devouring cookies. But go ahead and roll me an investigation in that area.
Come on, find all the things.
Yes.
Ooh,
Yeah.
yes, all the things.
You see that in the corner of the room adjacent to the fireplace that there is a large spot. Not like a circular spot, but a large area that is scrubbed clean. It is probably the cleanest part on the floor, which notes to Hannah saying that she cleans it up every time. You do see an area in like roughly the center of this clean spot, where inside like the grain of the wood and the cracks between like where the wooden floorboards butt against each other. Like the grooves there, you do see as you kind of like pick around with like, I don't know, probably like a little bit of a knife, like your hunting knife. You do see that there is black soot in the cracks of the wood that was Hannah was unable to clean out. And it roughly matched, like if you had to guess, like accounting for only the cracks between the wood, it could be a footprint. It could be 2 footprints. So roughly the same size as 2 footprints, as if someone were standing there.
I take some of the ash and I kind of like smell it to try to see if I can figure out if it's a wood ash or ash from a living being.
Yeah, I think with that too, I think that's totally fine. You kind of like scoop it out with your knife almost, and give it a smell. There is a certain like lye smell to it, as there was cleaning product used, but the undertone is wood ash.
Interesting. Samuel puts his knife back and lets the others know what he finds.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you guys compare notes. Are you heading down to see Mr. Nichols?
Yes.
Yeah.
We'll see him and then see if there's anything we need to do before night and the witching hour.
Okay. Absolutely. Yeah, you guys settle back down to the table that his wife had shown you before, and he comes out a moment or two later with a small stack of like books, like a billfold, some loose paper, and he says, "I grabbed everything. I grabbed everything that I thought would be of any relevance. Please, here." And he places it all down on the table for you to peruse through. If any of this is helpful in whatever it is that you need, please.
Thank you for your generosity, good sir.
I have my wife is cooking a meal for your group and my family as well. I will set to preparing you a place to sleep. If you need me, just honestly, just shout at this point.
May we take the rooms where there were the problems with the fire?
Of course. Let me just go prepare it for guests. By all means, you're welcome to the Tables here for any research you need in the meantime.
Oh, Isaac,
Right, were
before you
those-
go,
Yes.
make sure the children sleep in your room tonight, just in case.
Understood. Thank you.
Mike, were the other rooms close to Hannah's room, or were they like separate? Like
They're kind of spread out throughout the place.
right. Is there one room that's close to Hannah's room that we could be staying in to be close? So we could be in both a haunted room and also close to Hannah's room?
You want the closest haunted room to Hannah's room?
Yes.
Yep,
Is
done.
there like so? Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
That's at least Carl's philosophy. That I could be there if everyone else want to be there as well. We could be in that room, and if something happens in the other room, it's easy to just go in between, so we could check both the rooms.
Too easy. Yep, you can have that room. So he has left you with a stack of like books, billfolds, paperwork, etc. And he's going to set up your room. As he said, his wife is currently preparing a meal for you guys. What are you doing?
Working through the books from someone taking the earliest and someone taking the most recent, and trying to see if there's anything that sort of correlates in the mental picture that Meredith is building up about this haunting.
I will take the oldest sections of the books, try to see maybe if there's a similar situation that happened before.
Sure, yeah.
Reading in Swedish is very hard. Reading in English is almost impossible. I think I should go talk to the Stone brother guy, because I'm better at talking than reading. English is very complicated to read.
Do you wish for me to come with you, Carl, so you do not go alone?
If you want to, Father, that would be very nice.
And might
Also, we do
circle-
not need to
I will
speak
do
English.
so. I am
English.
better with people than I am with books.
And Patrick, if you have time, do talk to maybe town historian, librarian, if they know anything.
If I have time, I shall do so, child.
Outstanding. So, checking in with Isaac, you are told where to find David Sutter, and he is located in the Anchor and Hearth Tavern, a smaller, a little rough around the edges tavern on the docks, usually like a dock workers coming off the ship. So we'll say, Reverend and Carl, you guys head out. You head down basically the way you came via carriage. You guys head down a few blocks towards the docks proper, and you can't miss it. Right on the wharf, there is the Anchor and Hearth Tavern, a little salty spittoon of a tavern here. And you walk in, and it's a lot darker in here. It's a lot dingier. It's a lot smokier, and it's a lot louder. The entire tavern itself is currently full of sailors. As the day is sort of coming to a close, it's getting towards dinner time. As they begin to pile in here out of their cargo jobs, their labor jobs, and begin to drink and talk and sing and do all the things that bawdy sailors do. Go ahead and the two of you roll me either investigation. Actually, roll me. I believe it is vigilance. Vigilance. Yeah, go ahead and roll me vigilance.
Oh, wow, success.
Okay. Carl, you look around and these are your people, right? These are laborers, right? And you know the Swedish side of this. You know that at the end of a hard day of labor, there's nothing better than a good ale, a good lager, a good song, a story, a tale. And this is exactly what you would expect in a local laborer's tavern. But you look around and someone doesn't fit here. There is someone who is occasionally just as loud as everyone else. But where everyone else seems to be loud in joviality, you see this person seems to be having occasional outbursts. They are also drinking alone, whereas everyone else is sort of drinking together. And it seems like this person is not drinking to relieve stress, but drinking to be drunk, which is a very different style of drinking. And you think that if you had just lost a brother, this might be your guy. So your attention, Carl, is drawn to this lone drinker here, who occasionally bursts into some sort of shout.
Father, guy over there. I think it's time.
That one? Okay.
Yeah. I'll approach.
I shall be right behind you.
Okay.
I'll pick up 2 beers on my way.
Okay. One for you and the Reverend, or one for you and Sutter?
One for me and Sutter. I trust that the Reverend can get his own beer.
Gotcha.
The Reverend will get a bottle of wine.
Yeah,
An entire
this
bottle.
Is about making
The Reverend has a bottle of fine wine on him at all times.
Perfect.
That is
this
his
is
dirty
to
little
make
secret.
As a Reverend
guy is
should.
serious.
First impressions.
This is guy is serious about the Holy Spirit.
Yeah, that's true.
No.
That's true.
No, Carl is about making a good first impression to sort of level with the guy, worker to worker kind of style.
Yeah. You grab 2 mugs of lager, and you begin to head over, and you hear him just sort of like project to nobody, right? As he like raises a hand and he says, "Cursed! The cursed, I'll tell you." And he like points to the bartender, and the bartender just kind of gives him a look and like nods his head, and you can see him like sidestep a little bit. Like this isn't the first time he's had this outburst. As you walk over to this slightly, or maybe not, inebriated man. He doesn't really notice you as he's shouting "cursed."
Good evening. David South. I presume you are. My name is Carl Anders Oskar Sigurdsson. I got to know about you from the cursed place that we're trying to fix, and well, we would like to talk to you. We heard that it was something very sad that happened to your brother, and he was set down both mugs of ale, sort of like one in front of himself, one in front of David, and sort of just slide into the booth or table or whatever it is they're sitting in.
Yeah. You see him as soon as you come over and start to like call his name, you see him like starting to get up in like an aggressive manner. But putting the beer down sort of makes him pause, and he says, "What are the 2 of you here to make fun of me too? Call me crazy?"
No.
Come, good
No.
sir. Instead of having argumentative, why don't we share a good tale over a good drink? You talk
He's a
about the
priest as
curse,
well.
do you not? Why not
priest
tell
don't
us
make fun
about
of
this
you.
story?
The
good Lord will sort out if you are being truthful.
He places his hand on the top of the mug, and you see him stick a finger inside. As he does so, he pulls it towards himself, and then he like pops the finger into his mouth to make sure you didn't give him like a glass of water. And he takes it by the handle, sort of sips some, and he says, "Fine. Yeah, I'll tell the story again, and then you can tell me I'm crazy, but at least I get a free drink. Sit." And he motions you to the table.
Carl is already sitting. He's trying to, sit down at the table.
Yeah, try to like ease your way in there.
Maneuver.
He says,
Yep.
Patrick sits across from David is his name.
David.
David.
Um,
It's just that I pronounce it Swedish because it's much more fun to that way.
I don't know. I don't know what you've heard about the cursed horse, but it's cursed. It's my brother and I, we're stonemasons by trade, and Sutter and Sons, that's us, me and him, and we were hired build a construction, build a house, build a part of the tavern. Okay, and I I thought he was crazy too. At the same time, my brother swore because he's dead. He swore up and down that he was doing construction. He dug in into the foundation for the new area in the cursed tavern, the cursed horse, the White Horse. That and he said he saw a woman. He was attacked by a woman, and she wore all gray, and she came out of the walls. And I thought he had just gone to work drunk that day again, and I thought nothing of it. And he swore up and down that he had seen a woman, that he said she grabbed him, and tried to drag him. I don't know where, and then he said she disappeared, which I thought he was crazy because people don't disappear, and then he disappeared.
He disappeared.
We finished work at the cursed horse, and
Yeah.
he had gone home, and a few days had passed, and he still said that he saw the woman, and I thought he was drunk or dreaming, and then he disappeared, and
So
the only
your
thing
is that he's not dead. He's gone.
the only thing we found in his house was a pile of ash, his clothes and his shoes.
Strange. But I know this must be very hard for you, but I must ask. The first time he said that the lady dragged him, did he have any marks, like bruising or like scratching or anything? Ripped shirt, perhaps? I don't know if she came at him.
No, I mean, if I remember, he was covered in dirt and dust and soot, which is normal. That's what we do. He was digging in the foundations.
Yeah.
It didn't look off to me. But there were the inside of his shoes were burned, but not the outside.
And he lived alone.
Oh yeah.
No wife. No. Yeah. Okay. No. I'm very sorry. We are trying to investigate. There are more than me and the father, and I cannot promise you we can do anything like about it for certain. But we are believing you, and we are trying. I have seen not this, but I have seen similar things before, so I do not think you are crazy.
I don't think he was crazy. I think he was telling the truth. I think Jonathan. I think I seen her.
Sorry, my headphones died. What did you say?
I think I've seen her. I think I saw the lady in my dreams. I think I'm next. Why would you burn the inside of your shoes?
I don't know, but can you describe lady like she's as tall as me, as tall as the father, as tall as a normal woman?
Yeah. She's just she's as tall as Jonathan's late wife, and she's and she's like, she's like messy. Like the outline, like the shape isn't right. Like she's like this, and he like reaches down to like the bottom of his boot, and you see him like drag his thumb along his boot, and then he places his thumb on the table and just sort of smudges grime on the table, and it like it fades as he smudges it off his foot, and he says like this, like smudge.
Oh,
Jonathan's late wife. Mind telling us who that was? If she was late, did she die in a certain way?
Yes. Years ago, she died of consumption.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
It happens.
Yes, you should stay away from drinking. That's very dangerous.
I do not agree with that statement. Drinking is great, and the wine is the blood of the gods.
What?
Oh,
No,
never
sorry.
mind.
Was I wrong about the word? This language is very hard, difficult.
No. She wasted the wasting disease. She died of consumption.
Oh, I do not know what that is, but that's still very tragic and sad.
Where are you from that you don't have?
Sweden.
Ah,
We might just call it something else over there. Pretty much all our words are different in Sweden.
yes, yeah, that makes sense. No, she would bleed when she coughed and
Oh, I know that one. That is terrible.
yes, and it took her some years ago. How did we?
Was she ever?
Why are we talking
Oh,
about
sorry.
his wife?
Because we're looking for a woman that might be a ghost and that might be dead, and she's a woman that is dead. Did she ever was in the tavern?
It's a fairly old and well-used tavern. I think they may have had dinner there before. I don't know.
Okay. I was just wondering, if she had some kind of connection to there, like she worked there or she was there when she died or something like that.
Oh no, she died years ago in bed at their home.
No. Okay. I don't know if I need to ask anything more, Father. If you have more questions, otherwise maybe we should go back and investigate more.
If we are done here, then we are done here. And he's going to turn to David. May the gods go with you.
And also with you, Father. And we cut from the Anchor and Hearth back to the White Horse, where we have Samuel and Meredith are researching. Both of you go ahead and give me a learning roll, or learning or investigation, whichever one's higher for you guys.
It's the same for both.
Okay. Wait, hold on one second. Let me just verify something, just so we know how stats work. Investigation is, they're both logic too. Okay, yeah. So whichever one works for you. Whichever one you're feeling lucky about.
Woo!
Hell yeah. Cool. All right, so you guys parse through these things, and I'm just gonna give you have enough successes there. I'm gonna give you everything you find. So you find a transfer of ownership from 1787. This confirms sale of the White Horse Tavern from Elias Penrose to Benjamin Nichols, which is Isaac's grandfather. You do see a short a line scrawled in here. You're not sure who exactly's handwriting is in here, but it does say, "I make no claims upon the stones in the cellar. The land is sold as is with the blessing of silence." You assume that could be from Elias being the seller to Benjamin Nichols. That strikes you as strange. You see a note in a family journal, one of Benjamin's journals. So Isaac's. I'm sorry. This is Isaac's grandfather. Thank you. You see it dated. Actually, this is Benjamin Nichols the second. I'm sorry. Dated 1796 to 1801. You see an excerpt from December of 1799. Says, "The taproom fireplace belches smoke more days than not. Men grumble about the draft, but I wonder if the fault lies deeper. I found soot on the nursery wall today, though no fire had burned. Martha says it's just the old stones, but I felt it, warmth with no flame." You see another excerpt from June of 1800. It says, "The old woman in the alley spat at me and said, 'She's waiting still, you know. She was burned by better men than you.' I said nothing, but I've begun to dream of ash in my lungs." And then you see the ledger for the renovation project. The contractor was Sutter and Sons Stonework, which kind of tracks with what you have there. You see work commenced 5 February 1802. There was an incident marked on 24 March 1802 where the entry stops mid-sentence on the day of Jonathan Sutter's death. It says, "Final note, work ceased per Mr. Nichols. Nichols' orders, paid in full." And then it scribbled in the back of the page is a writing that does not match anyone you've seen that says, "The stone behind the wall is too cold, charred, shouldn't be there. It smells like the sea and burned flesh. I hear singing now." And then you see the last thing, 2 successes. The last thing you see is a letter that falls out of one of the books you had here that is undated and unsigned and says, "If you ever dig too deep, cover it again. If the child begins to sing, stop the fire and speak no more of it. I have tried to forget. May God forgive me, and may she sleep a little longer." Actually, you know what? With 2 successes on an investigation, Meredith, you think that the writing in the letter matches the writing in the sentence on the bill of sale or the bill of transfer.
Ooh. I say, Samuel, the same note on the bill of the sale matches this curious unsigned letter we've uncovered.
Yeah. And by his grandfather's journal over here, it looks like this isn't the first time something happened like this. Although not to this
No.
extent.
It is as I feared that this house is perhaps site of a witch burning.
Or grisly murder. Well, they're not
If
set.
only
Those
there
are
were more
separate.
grisly murders than less witch burnings.
Aren't they kind of the same at this point?
Pretty much interchangeable. But people didn't see it that way some years ago.
And in that note, it said, "Once the child sings, put out the flame," right?
Correct. It says, let me see here. It says, "If you ever dig too deep, cover it again. If the child begins to sing, stop the fire and speak no more of it. I have tried to forget. May God forgive me, and may she sleep a little longer."
I'm going to talk to Isaac real quick.
Okay.
And inform
You
him.
give him a shout, and he comes from wherever he is in the house, and he says, "Yes, sirs."
Few things. According to your grandfather's journal, there are similar situations that happened previously, but not to the extent that it is.
I will be honest with you. I've never had cause to root through any of the family journals, but I'll take you at your word, sir.
And
Rest assured, he was a wise man.
we found this note here. If your child Hannah wakes up tonight and says she saw the ashen woman, put out your fire in your room
Oh, okay.
and tell Hannah this. If she sees her again and she is singing, she must put out the fire.
Of course, of course. Will this stop it from happening again?
It's a warning. We don't fully understand this warning yet. We have to find this stone that was disturbed and rebury it.
Okay.
This letter of warning is from someone who transferred ownership to your family.
A letter of warning. I would think this would have been brought to someone's attention.
Yes, Elias Partridge
The name.
owned the place prior to 1787, according to my notes.
The name vaguely rings a bell, but as I said, the White Horse hasn't always been in the family, but it has been for generations. It must have been owned by someone prior to my grandfather, so that sounds like it could be him.
No Partridges still in town?
Not that I am fully aware of. We could ask around. We could visit town hall if needed. I could find out.
Isaac, for any of the stones they unearthed, was there an area they specifically threw them all out at when you were doing the renovations?
Or did they recycle them? I know stonemasons are keen to lower costs.
As far as I'm aware, any stones unearthed in the digging of the foundation would have been reused in the foundation.
And they would be buried.
They would be in the cellar.
Yes, as I feared.
We may have to investigate the cellar itself.
That can be arranged. Let me fetch a lantern. Wait here. I'll fetch a lantern. And he moves off to the rear of the establishment. And I'll say at this point, roughly nighttime has fallen, and you see his wife sort of. You see Abigail come out with the like plates of food, and we'll say Carl and Patrick enter back in.
Yeah, we'll eat. We'll fill them in. We'll get lanterns. We'll get loaded for bear and head down there.
Yeah, we would fill you in as well with what we found out about the dead wife and the dead brother, disappeared rather than confirmed dead.
I'm hoping we will resolve this before the poor, but before the poor stonemason. From what you say, he spontaneously combusted.
Oh no! What I'm saying is that his brother told us that all they found was a pile of ash, and his shoes were burnt on the inside, not on the other side.
It's a phenomenon that we've observed in the for some time now. I believe 1746 was the first recorded combustion.
We may need to hurry. If the first stonemason died, how long ago was it? A week ago?
About a week ago, yes.
And you know how the number 7 always plays in everything.
Numerology, yes.
The brother might be next, and I fear maybe Isaac will be after that.
Yes.
It goes into who disturbed it by order of most.
So
and the spirit seems very vengeful.
What do you want to do? Shall we go down in the basement, or should we?
Yes, we may have to be prepared for anything and to remove a stone.
Yes.
Well, I have removed many stones in the fields. It's not really that hard. You just need a good tool, to long stick that you push on, and another stone, so you get the a thing happening. And then you take the stone, and then you take a wheelbarrow, and then you roll it away.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully, we'll be able to drag it out by the keg lift in the cellar.
This was really good food. Oh, no.
Mm-hmm.
You discuss your plan here, and as you do, minutes tick by. And as whoever is the most concerned, as you start to wonder how long it does take to retrieve a lantern, you hear a clatter coming from the back room, which you assume to be the kitchen area. As you guys are, you have your plates of food, so you're eating dinner as well. You hear a clatter as well, and the shattering of glass, and you see Isaac sort of explode out of the back room, and he says, "Martha,
What's wrong, Isaac?
What is happening?
Did my wife? Did she come to see you?"
Not since
Well,
she
not
delivered
since-
this quite fine dinner.
Why? What's wrong?
Did I say Martha? I meant Abigail. I'm so sorry. Martha's his mother. He says, Abigail, does she, she hasn't come out here.
No, I have not
No.
seen her.
Please, it could be nothing. And you see him quickly storm up the stairs. And you see him move towards like the corridor where like the family rooms are, and he like bursts into a door, and you can kind of hear him loudly asking Hannah if he's seen the mother. He opens another door, and every door he opens, he's calling for Abigail. And you see him appear at the top of the stairs, and he looks a lot worse for the wear. And he says, "My wife, I don't. She's gone."
Oh, should we go to the cellar if that's where the stone is and see if she's gone there?
Sure.
You said you said she was she in the room that you originally came out of?
She was in the kitchens, and I had gone to retrieve a lantern for you, and all of the pots were boiling over, and the fire had I hadn't the fire was blue, and my wife, she was no longer there.
Well,
now we have no
Isaac?
evidence.
Isaac, grab your child now. Get Hannah. Go to the local chapel. Do not waste time. Do not hesitate.
Yes.
Go.
Yes, of course. Yes.
We will summon you there, and please breathe easy. We have no evidence that the spectre tormenting your household has ever done anything to a woman before. We will do our best.
Of course. Yes. And he runs back up the stairs. He runs back up the stairs, and as you guys begin to like get up out of your seats, you hear him say, Hannah, snap out of it, girl. Hannah, please, now's not the time. And he is clearly shouting at his daughter.
Samuel immediately runs up there.
Yeah, I'm with him.
You guys sprint up the stairs, anyone who's going there, and you see Isaac like on one knee, and he's sort of like, not violently, but he's sort of like a little bit aggressively, given his state, sort of shaking Hannah by the shoulders. And you see Hannah is sort of standing there, and not quite like a rag doll, but like a rag doll with bones. She is just sort of like shaking as he pushes her, but she is not reacting to him whatsoever.
Is she singing?
She is not singing.
Okay.
But she's just staring straight ahead, and her eyes look a little glassy as she is just sort of like moving as he shakes her.
Samuel quickly checks her for it. Is she cold to touch?
She is cold to touch.
We need
Not
to get her to.
not like icy cold, but like she's like, you know, degrees colder.
We need to get her warm. Wrap her up in blankets. Anything right now. Rev, Carl, run down to the basement. Try to find a stone that is cold, feels ashy, and smells of human flesh.
Sure. Carl also has a lamp already, like a storm lamp. Or
It is
hurricane lamp.
uncomfortably specific.
So he'll just grab that one and light it from, you know, a splinter from the fire and try to search for where the stairway is down to the cellar.
Be vigilant, gentlemen.
Always, always.
I quickly tell Isaac, do not stop for anyone. Take your daughter, run to the chapel, wake the priest if you have to.
So, Carl, you head downstairs. You head in through the kitchen, and you see on the floor is a slick spot where an oil lantern has been smashed. That was what you heard, the glass shatter. Isaac had dropped it when he returned and saw his wife missing. You have your own? Perfect.
Yeah, I have in my equipment a hurricane lamp.
Oh, hell yeah. Perfect. So you know, there's a fire burning. It is, in fact, blue. You walk over to it, and no heat being produced by this whatsoever. But you can take a stick and sort of light your lantern off of the fire. It does produce a yellow flame or an orange flame.
I want to try something stupid. What happens if I put my hand inside the flames? Like, really testing it? Does it become soot? Does it... Do my hand become burnt even though I feel no heat?
Interesting. Yeah, I think you put your hand in there, and it has all the effect of fire, with none of the heat. So after a second, you begin to see like black, sort of like collecting on the bottom of your hand, and you begin to see like little smoke tendrils sort of come up as the hair on like the back of your hand begins to singe. But you don't feel the pain of this, and you kind of pull it out. And once you pull it out, you kind of like, as you go to like rub the soot off your hand is a little tender to touch, but you're not actually like burned. You didn't leave it in there long enough to actually injure yourself.
Interesting. Yeah, he'll try to light the lantern and see if anyone else was following him. Was anyone else coming with?
The Reverend is following you.
Okay.
Oh, excellent.
So
we will go downstairs and we will find the cold, sooty stone. And if we do, we need some kind of tool to pry it off, and then we're gonna carry it and get out.
The two of you open the cellar door, and you begin to head down into the cellar. We cut back up to the stairs into the other room, and you see Samuel. You're telling Isaac to grab his daughter and just head to the chapel, right? You see, as he's kind of looking to you, you have
Meredith would also put as much money as the local doctor would require in his pocket if he if he needs it, maybe $5 or
You throw a couple of coins in there, a shilling in there, and you throw throw a blanket over her to grab on, or someone throws a blanket over her as Samuel had said, and Isaac goes to grab her, and you see that she starts to move, and the blanket starts to like trail off of her. Isaac grabs her, but her body is still like leaning forward, and she's still like walking in place, but being held by the shoulders of Isaac. And she looks at like through everyone and just says, "She's so cold now, so cold inside the stones." And she's still trying to walk through her father. You see Isaac look panicked, and he just sort of looks to you, Samuel, and Meredith, as he does not have any idea what to do here.
I quickly pick Hannah up, look at him in the eye, thrust her into his hands, and tell him, don't stop running to the chapel, no matter what.
You pick her up, And like you scoop her and put her into his arms. And as you say that, she turns to you and like makes eye contact with you. And her eyes are still like glassed over, but she's absolutely looking at you. And in a voice that is not Hannah's, you hear, "The fire sleeps, but I don't." And then Hannah just sort of passes out in his arms. And he panics and just runs out of the room. The blanket sort of trails behind, eventually falls off on the stairs, leaving Samuel and Meredith alone upstairs.
I'm going to quickly check the kitchen, and I'm going to look for any ash, just in case.
I'm going to check the main hearth here that seems to be the oldest.
Yeah, as you, so I'll say, Meredith and Samuel, as you go to head downstairs, you watch as Isaac is running just full tilt out of the place, and every sconce he moves by, if it is unlit, it lights, and when it lights, or if it is already lit, the flame turns blue as he is running by all of these. The fire in Hannah's room is lit and blue as well. As you guys make your way down, the largest hearth is in the center, like the great room of this, Meredith. And as you go down there, when you were eating dinner, it was not lit. It is lit now, and it is also blue. This is a stone, a large stone. Fireplace, and you can kind of like get down and look through it. There's like a low wall inside the fireplace, and you can tell that this large fireplace is what also feeds the kitchen fires.
Mm-hmm.
So this is probably, it may be the oldest. You're not entirely sure. It's definitely the largest fireplace in here, but it is currently glowing blue. Samuel, you follow Meredith down. You sort of open the door. You see the same scene that Carl saw, where there's an oil slick, a brownish yellow oil slick in the center of the room. And shattered glass and the remains of a lantern there. Go ahead and roll me investigation, Samuel.
Nothing.
Okay. You don't see anything that sticks out as like signs of a struggle or anything like that. But you do see that there is like a black smudge on the floor leading into the cellar.
I quickly follow the sludge downstairs and
Okay,
join
so-
Carl and them.
As you're sort of perusing the kitchen, we'll cut downstairs to the Reverend and Carl. Carl, you have your hurricane lantern out. You are in a pretty dark cellar. This is not. This is a storage cellar, so it's not like full standing height. It's a little bit like of a hunch. You do see that there are like shelves for like foodstuffs. There's a couple of barrels of what you assume to be like saltpeter, like salted pork, perhaps a wine or an ale cast up here. What are you doing down here? You have the lantern, so wherever you look is where everyone can see, Carl.
I'm looking around for a stone that looks different, like as much different as been described. So the larger than the other stones somehow. You can't really see cold, but if one of the stones are frosted over, that would be a kind of a telltale. So anything that matches a description of that kind of stone, we were told to try to find.
Sure. Go ahead and roll me investigation. And Reverend, if you're assisting in the investigation, go ahead and roll as well.
Please do, because I am terrible at this. I'm muscles, not smarts. Yeah, no.
You have that +2 still, don't you?
I have the +2
From the blessing.
Oh, right, the blessing. Oh, man, I forgot the blessing.
And I'm going to use my little writing utensils item for its +1 bonus for today.
You can give a +2. Just roll 2d6, Iquin.
Yeah.
Or just re-roll investigation. That's only 2 dice anyway.
Oh, yeah, I can just roll it again. Whoa.
I got a +1 to investigation from writing utensils. Can I use that?
Really?
Let me see.
The
Yeah, I think
blessing
so.
in disguise. There we go. Blessing works. I see nothing, and then I'm blessed, and I see something, and then the pastor comes down, and the reverend comes down, and he sees everything.
That's true. Yeah,
I see
think
all.
I think what happens is Carl, you you're looking. You have the lantern high, right? And you have like the iris as exposed as you possibly can to gain as much light. And you look around, and you don't see anything, but you hear something. You begin to hear like a soft little, like a soft, gentle sound, and then you realize that it's kind of similar, like a song, maybe perhaps. And you start to kind of follow the sound, and you move around the cellar, and you see that there is a part of the wall that has been like destroyed, that leads to the new foundation, and you sort of head that way. And as you're sort of like kind of moving with the sound of this, I think that's when the Reverend sort of comes up, and maybe places a hand on your shoulder and sort of snaps you out of it. And that's when the two of you realize, thanks to the Reverend, that there is this new area of construction. The floor is black. The floor is covered in soot here, as if the foundation here in this new area was on fire. And you guys sort of stop in your tracks at the entrance to this new part of the cellar, and you see that the entire floor is covered in black soot. The walls are covered in black soot, and it looks as though, as you kind of raise the lantern up, it looks as though the timbers that make up the bottom of the floor are singed in here. And I think as you guys sort of stand there, you hear the door beginning to open at the top of the stairs, and someone is coming down the stairs. What are you guys doing as you peer into this black basement?
Father, I think I found it. I think this is it. Can I see? Is it like one large stone in the stone floor or something, or is it like so black that you can't make out any particular details about one or more stones in here?
It is so, like, everything is covered in soot, so like you can tell the stones apart from each other based on like the size of them, right, and the shape of them. But like you can't make out what stone you're looking for because everything is soot covered. And you can both hear that lullaby, that song. It's the same humming sound as Hannah was humming.
So, Father, any good ideas for it right now?
Gods guide me as I figure this out, for she is a spirit that is malevolent indeed.
I think Carl sort of looks over his shoulder to look to see who's coming down the stairs, expecting it to be either Samuel or Meredith.
Yeah, you see Samuel's boots as he begins to descend the stairs, the wooden stairs. Samuel, you see the light off in the corner, and you see that both Reverend and Carl have stopped where they are at the edge of a second room in the basement here.
Samuel, over here.
Samuel joins them, and as he notices the soot that's all over the ground, I'm wondering, can I activate my talent of Bloodhound to add +2 to vigilance when I'm trying to track my prey? And my prey right now is this spirit, so I can try to figure out where it's coming from.
Yeah, I'll take that.
I'll be as close behind Samuel as physically possible after checking out the main half.
Yeah, of course.
0 successes.
Okay. We'll say you look through the hearth, Meredith, and other than a blue fire, the hearth looks, I mean, it's on fire, so like it's hard to get in the hearth, but it looks like a hearth. You kind of look through this thing, all of the lights you can see, all of the sconces are blue now, and you make your way into the kitchen. You see Samuel sort of disappear into the basement, and you follow suit. You watch as he comes up to the Reverend and Carl, and you can see him sort of peering into the darkness, and there's a room on the other side of the, like, it's kind of like almost L-shaped, right? And the small part of the L, that is where you see them all standing at this entrance to a second set of, the second side of the cellar. They all seem to be stopped, and as you make your way over there, you too see a pitch black room.
I see this is where they disturbed a grave.
Oh, well, whatever it is. We can't really find the stone. It's all burned.
Quick question. Can I push my roll?
Yeah, go ahead.
I take mental, and I'm starting to get angry.
Okay, so you're gonna check angry after you roll.
Oh, after. Okay. So I just re-roll it again. Vigilance. Dang it.
Damn.
Still worth it, though.
Yeah, so you are angry as this begins to sort of happen here. What is everyone doing at the edge of the darkness?
Carl is unsure of what to do. He deals with the physical, and since he can't really make out which stone, and everything seems to be singed, he's a bit like, will I be set on fire if I move into this room? So he's a bit unsure.
Okay.
Yeah, Meredith would like to investigate the area that everybody is fascinated with and see if he can locate the stone.
Okay. Go ahead and roll investigate for me.
Sure. For this to be the first one to suck. So, can I give re-roll that? Or actually, I had the advantage from studying before we left.
Yeah, go ahead and roll. Just roll me a 2d6.
Yeah, sure. Hold up.
Wow, you rolled 8 dice and 4 of them were ones.
Yeah.
That's some
Did.
some anti-luck.
And I managed to roll 2 5s there.
So you all kind of collectively stand at the edge of this room, sort of peering in, sort of trying to figure out what is happening. And in the center of the room, you see a spark. And then all at once, blue fire erupts in the center of the room. But it's probably the size of like a large serving plate. And then in the center of the fire, you see a woman in gray, head to toe gray, long sort of hair, sort of blowing as if the fire is sort of generating its own sort of wind source. And then you hear something.
They said I was a witch, but they were cowards, all of them. I was their midwife, their healer, their neighbor. Then I was their firewood. He watched, he said nothing, and the stone remembered it all. Lay your lies in the flame and see what truth remains.
And before you is a ghost. What do you do?
Samuel quickly yells at Carl, "Throw the holy water."
Well, I'm sorry, Ghost. Can't do anything about that. It sort of throws the holy water at the flames.
That's the 1800s of sucks to suck.
Yeah.
Ah!
Until Mr. Wells finishes my time machine. Sorry.
Jesus Christ. All right, so the holy water lets you use inspiration against magic to temporarily drive off the undead. Okay, cool. Yep. So here's what I'll say. Actually, let me double check. Does it give you a bonus as well? It does not give you a bonus. Cool. So roll me inspiration.
I love that you gave this to me. I have 0 in inspiration.
I didn't give it to you.
I did.
No, I didn't talk to you. I love that I was handed this as I have 0 inspiration.
I thought you would be the first person to encounter it close hand.
Hey!
Hey!
A success! A success! Hell yeah! Great. So you say, I'm sorry, I can't do anything about that, and you throw this vial of holy water, and it smashes right at the fire and sort of explodes, and like water just sort of like moistens the area, and you watch at once the fire and the apparition seem to disappear, and all of the black soot disappears with it. Father, you know this is only temporary. So Reverend, you know this is only temporary. You have essentially like not banished the ghost, but you have temporarily disabled the ghost. Now is your time to figure something out before it returns.
Dispel.
We must find the stone.
Samuel quickly runs to exactly where the flames initiated in the room, and someone have a chisel, a hammer, anything.
I have my hands.
Not gonna
And you,
help.
and you do have a +2 to beefcake.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
How large stone are we talking about? Is it humanly, physically possible to lift the stone? If I can just grip it somehow?
I mean, yeah, it would have been at most like a 2 or 3 man lift when initially put up there.
That's two or three American men.
Yeah,
One Swedish man can do this.
Yeah, two American men. You run over there with Samuel, and there in the center of the room is a squared, like a rectangular stone that has seemed to be like shaped that way, and it is like the mantle stone of a hearth. Go ahead and roll me a force with a +2 if you're trying to lift this thing up.
Can I help?
Yeah, you can give me.
We need to lift the stone.
Can I
grab it
inspire
and
him?
get it out, and then I can lift it?
I believe you've already inspired, Reverend, but you can.
Not blessing, but it's like just an inspire roll to see if that will do anything.
Let me see here. Yeah, you know what? I think so. So we'll have Reverend roll me inspiration, and let me know how are you inspiring them?
I am pulling out the old text and I am reading off words from the old gods of inspiration and tales of valor.
Okay, I like it. All right, so go ahead and roll me inspiration. Hell yeah. Cool.
Nice.
So Carl, you're gonna roll me force with a +2 from Beefcake, a +1 from Samuel's assistance, and a +1 from the inspiration of the Reverend. So a total of +4.
Right. It says ignore conditions, and I just know. I don't know.
You don't have any conditions, so.
Okay, yeah. All right, those conditions. 2 successes.
2 successes. You
Like
and
10
Samuel.
died.
You and Samuel. But mostly you, right? The power of Swede compels. You kind of dig your hands into the
12
dirt.
dice on this. 12 dice.
Yeah. You sort of dig your hands in the dirt and begin to lift this thing out of there. Samuel sort of comes in and acts as like a lever, and you begin to lift this out. And you see that the underside of this thing is black and very soot covered. And you see carved into the underside of the stone as you are lifting this thing up. It looks like almost like finger marks, like fingernail marks carved into the stone. It says, "Stone remembers flame, hearth remembers betrayal." And you have found an ancient hearthstone from what would have been a previous house that was here, and it is burned. And as you begin to pull this thing out, you feel the warmth start to leave the room. And Father, or Reverend, you know that you have moments to act before the ghost manifests again.
We must go.
Stone. Fix it.
Onward, Carlo. We must go.
Samuel tries to think quickly, takes his knife and tries to like scratch the note off of there to like maybe weaken the curse or anything really.
Sure. Yeah, you can just do that. You can just start scratching out that the words that are written under there. Meredith, what are you doing?
Meredith is looking to see if there's a keg hoist, or to at least stand to get it out of there so we can bury it in the garden.
You would see that there are longboards that you could lay over the stairs to sort of drag, like roll a keg up. So you could drag the stone out if you so choose. It would just be. I think with that level of force from Carl, I think that's successful enough that you guys could drag that thing out of there.
He'll lay down the boards, but then he'll sort of stand ready with his sword stick, with its etching of ancient blessings in Scots Celtic that say this side towards enemy.
Okay. Yeah, you lay the boards out. You kind of have your blade out. Carl, you can kind of begin dragging that over.
I try to lift it, like, so we can get a head start, and so I just push it
Yeah.
as far as I can up on the stairs before letting it go, and then sort of stand behind trying to push it.
Yeah. Reverend, what are you doing in this moment? Reverend.
You're
You're
muted.
muted. In the
Oh.
web page.
I know. Just a bit. The Reverend is not very physically strong, but he is trying to help the best he can to speed things up.
Okay. You guys collectively throw your weight behind this stone, and you begin to drag and roll and push this thing up the stairs into the kitchen, out of the back door of the kitchen and into the garden proper. You are now firmly under the night sky. You see a couple of like candlelit windows from the surrounding houses as you begin to drag this large stone out into the ground. And every step you take, you hear the lullaby louder and louder as you're dragging this thing out into the field.
Shovel! I need shovel! Got to dig it down! Quick! And then Carl tried to drag it towards whatever seems to be the loosest part of the dirt, like if there's a flower bed or anything that we could just shove up and then take the stone down there and bury it there.
Okay. Yeah, you see like a small garden shed in the back of the garden, and you whoever's not holding the stone can kind of run over there, throw it open, and there's an array of yard tools in there.
Meredith's gonna find as many shovels or hoes or whatever will turn soil and just distribute them and begin digging.
Yeah, you just start digging a hole for this thing as Carl drags this large stone thump into the hole. What are you doing? What is the plan here once you have the stone in the hole?
Cover it up.
Bury it.
Okay.
That's at least Carl's plan. Just bury
Question:
it.
how much did I etch off of the stone? The saying.
As much as you want to have all of it, if you want.
Yeah, because words give power. If I try to get rid of the words,
Yeah.
maybe the power lessens.
Yeah. You carve these things out of there, and there are no more readable words on the back of this stone. You guys throw it into the hole and begin covering it with dirt.
The Reverend
yes.
would like to use his bottle of fine wine, and he is going to pour the wine on the stone to clean it as he recites a prayer.
Outstanding. The wine, what does the wine do? It gives you a bonus.
It just gives me a +1 to inspires or manipulation. But
yeah, go ahead. Go ahead and roll me an inspiration, and I will say you get a +1. Let me see. Yeah, you get a +1. Actually, I'll give you a +2. A +1 from the fine wine, and I'll say a +1 from the Bible.
Can I use that +2 from earlier as well?
The advantage you had?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's a total of +4.
Hooray.
Outstanding. You begin to pray over you begin to clean and pray over this thing as you are lowering it into the ground. And you watch as the blue flames in the house, excuse me, the blue flames in the house begin to flicker, and you see they begin to grow as if about to catch the house on fire. And then you watch all of the color blue sort of suck out of the house and manifest directly in front of you as you lower the stone in, as the Reverend is saying his words over this. And you see this woman standing before you as if she is anchored to this stone. And you see, now that you are much closer to her, that her body is covered in burns, that the the hems of her dress are tattered and burned, and that she is ashen gray because she is ashes. As you begin to recite these words and throw dirt over the stone, she hums the lullaby and begins to sing the words that you had all heard. Hannah sing before, this time completing the lullaby as she lowers into the makeshift grave you have made for her, as you have actually laid what was left of the ghost to rest, disturbed from her slumber before. And you have pacified the ghost of the White Horse Tavern. She sinks into the ground as you pat the soft dirt over the top of the stone. A job well done for 4 members of the society.
Yeah, you see the ghost went that way.
The ghost is in the ground.
Ghost. Not
May
there,
you rest
not
in
there,
forever
not
eternal
there.
sleep. May he take you into his arms and give you inner peace.
And you perform the final rites for a what was thought to be a witch, one Annabelle, Annabelle Shea, the Ash Hearth Bride. You bury her, perform last rites, and you quell the ghost of the White Horse Tavern. A job well done. Morning comes. The wife, Abigail, is confused, has no idea what happened to her. Just sort of woke up in her bed. Her husband and daughter were gone. You guys kind of explain everything to her, and money exchanges hands or services exchange hands, and you guys return across the ferry back to the Coven Crest. Go ahead.
Before we leave,
Yeah.
Samuel would like to place a permanent marker of where the stone was,
Yeah, absolutely.
and warn Isaac,
Okay.
never
Yeah,
disturb.
if-
Tell every child, every descendant, any person that exchanges ownership, to never disturb this area again.
And if the stonemason is okay, could we perhaps lay a tasteful memorial stone to a misunderstood woman of this parish?
Sure. Yeah. I mean, he was. There is a stone in the graveyard for the dead one. The other one is still alive. You guys pay your respects around town to the appropriate people, and before heading back on the ferry to New Arkham, where a job well done is met with a fine dinner set out by Niles Lane, the society's butler, and like I said, a job well done for the society. Well done, guys. You stopped a vengeful ghost. That concludes this one shot, The Still and Silent Flame. Well done. Our second Vaesen one shot on the channel, and a group of people who are largely new to the system. Well
and
done.
it was
Success.
actually a one shot.
And it was a successful one shot, only one episode. Let's go around, do our outroduction so we can get the hell out of here and do our stars and wishes over in our after show, which you guys can access our after show over on the Patreon. Join us at the $5 tier. If you're curious, you can join it for 7 days for free. Check it out, and then go ahead and join it at the paying side of things. Help the channel out, all that fun stuff. We will start with our one returning society member, Iquin. Who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
Well, hello. I am your friendly neighborhood Swede, especially now since G is not in this episode. I hang out in the Discord. I run the Mastodon, so I toot a lot, and I do run non-streamed games. I run non-streamed games mostly of Call of Cthulhu and things. And I some time to time post in looking for groups. So if you want to play not on stream and just have for fun, hit me up and we can make something work. Or I will just post and you can be in one of my games.
Hell yeah. Jumping over to let's see, a face we haven't seen in some time. We're always happy to have them back on the channel. Will, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet, and what are you up to?
I am the Red Oak Shield Virus. You can find me in the Discord from time to time, and I got pretty much nothing else I'm doing online.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Jumping over to Matt, who are you? Where can we find you? And what are you up to?
I'm Matt or D. You can find me here in the Patreon one shots or the Patreon campaign that happened last week and soon and again next month, where we're going into the fourth deep, Gods of the Fall style.
Hell yeah. For sure. And last but definitely not least, Propo, who are you? Where can we find you on the internet? And what are you up to?
When I am not being a British consulting detective, you'll never know that I snuck the genre into writing. You'll never know until we play it again. For I've been long plotting a sort of pre-written 1930s Vaesen, so I've got to get back round to that. Otherwise, I'll be in the Discord as often as various stresses in my life allow. But yeah, I'll be back next month. Who knows what we'll be doing?
Hell freaking yes. With that, that wraps things up from this one shot. We will see you guys for another one shot today here shortly. So definitely check that out if you're live. If not, you'll catch it on YouTube. So that's it from us. We'll see you guys next time. From all of us to you. Bye-bye.